Deep Dive with David Stendahl, where we trade without ego, no emotion, no greed, and no opinion. Before we begin tonight's video blog, please read over our trading disclaimer and remember to trade smart and accept the reality that trading futures is risky. This presentation does not provide buy-sell recommendations, and our information is strictly provided for educational purposes only. As always, trade at your own risk and analysis. Hey, it's David Stendahl with tonight's Deep Dive. It is December 4th, 2017, and I thought I'd take a look at the 10-year notes. The ETF in this case on the long side is IEF. We have obviously the trends to the downside, short, intermediate, and long term, and we have the technical rating to the downside, but we're at a key support level, so I thought I'd take a look at that market today. Here is a daily chart for the 10-year notes, and you can see here this level of support. We call the signal levels, and that level is at essentially 124. You can see that the last couple of days have been touching, reversing on three separate cases, and today we had a little bit of an up move. But this level that we're looking at here is a combination of three separate support levels. We have the one that I just mentioned. We have one that's further back here that's quite strong with a 38 rating, and then we have one even further back with a 19. So the combination of all three of these, think of it as thick support as opposed to just an independent number, and you can see that the market has come down on numerous occasions to actually touch and reverse from this level. We also have this value chart indicator where we've been modestly oversold. You can see these yellow levels down here where the market has basically stopped and did a little bit of a reversal, as I was mentioning. This based on the value chart. In the past, we had three separate cases where the market had come down to modest support, or I should say modest oversold, and we had a little bit of a rally. Through here, we had the market basically continue to the downside off of this wave high. The market sold off, but now we're in a phase where we've had a couple of instances where the market has looked to put in some type of a base. So that's where all the support is coming from the wave levels, the lows that are set here. And then if we look back in time, every time, at least in the recent past, obviously we go back much further, but in the recent past, every time we've had a little bit of an oversold condition, the market has rallied. So we're at this particular point right now. So what does this mean for us? Well, if we take a look at the systems right now, we have three long systems. They're basically just sitting on this support and hoping that the market's going to head a little bit higher. So we have three long positions. Let me just refresh this. And what you'll see is that we've got the three long positions. We have a little bit of a profit, nothing too dramatic, obviously, but we're betting on the market, at least the 10-year notes, moving a little bit higher. But because we're at that support level, this is where it becomes critical that if we're going to hold here, we really do need to hold the levels that I was alluding to. So we've got the 124 level right here. The further support is at 123 and basically almost 124. So I'll just simply round it to the 124 level. So across the board, we're at that critical point right now. We recently had the 50-day cross below that of the 50-day, and if we combine that, if I switch back to our website, combine that with our 10-year, or excuse me, the 10-year depth gauge, you can see that the depth gauge is still quite negative and still on the bearish side and falling. So this is why I'm pointing this out, that we're at a critical point right now. If we are not able to hold here, then obviously the market's going to break through that support level, and then it's position where our positions are going to reverse course hopefully and go onto the short side. But as of right now, we're at that critical point. So the other thing I'll point out is that the seasonal tendencies and the projection based on a 21-day projection is still flat to negative. So we're going to see what does take place here over the coming days and probably weeks to see as to whether or not the market can get past this consolidation phase. You can see here based on our energy level, this green line just having been below the yellow line, which tells us that we're in a tight consolidation, and the rally that we had the other day, and then it sold off again, and then we had the rally again today, that we're really toying with this support level. So the energy level is telling us that things are ramping up like a spring being wound up and ready to explode. We have the support level, which obviously is critical to us. We have the wave lows that were set on numerous occasions in the recent past during this consolidation. The systems are betting on the long side. The fact that the market is just modestly, not super, but modestly oversold tells us that hopefully that the long positions are going to really start to take off here. If for some reason we don't hold this support level, then obviously the systems will reverse. So it's the 124 level that I want you to be watching, and just keep close tabs on that, because we're at that level where the market's going to have to make a decision here in the coming days, maybe the next 10 days or so, for it to make some type of decision as to what it really wants to do. So that's in general point really what I want you to look at tonight, and really watch over the systems, because the systems, if necessary, will reverse course. So again, we have three short-term systems. We've got a 60-minute, a 45-minute, and a 45. So it doesn't take a genius to realize that the market, if it does reverse, that these systems will quickly liquidate themselves. But if we're able to hold this support, then this is not a bad time to initiate some long positions, assuming that you're going to watch the systems closely, or the market closely, and that 124 level. So that is tonight's deep dive. We'll take a look at another market tomorrow. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.